Oh,
Here
Christ. Roger,
Do you
you're
ever
a
stumble
gem.
across something on the internet that just kind of throws you off for a couple days?
Yep.
Well, welcome to the Mystery Flesh Pit National Park. Today is going to be a timeline breakthrough.
First of all, I want to make
Roger,
one
you're a
statement.
fucking
I
national
consider
treasure.
myself as informed as anyone about this kind of stuff. And this is the first time I've ever heard of this flesh pit thing. And it supposedly was part of the government, a government national park. Now, apparently this has been covered up as far as I'm concerned, because if I haven't heard...
This dude is going to say it's an ARG, and Roger's just not going to know what that means, and that's why he thinks it's real.
Of it, and I just went to investigate it, and all I'm getting is Reddit and these kind of things that sort of seem, you know, the kind of stuff that you say, oh, well, I don't know about that, but let's see what he has to say. And I understand the biology of exactly what the pictures are and everything. And if all this stuff is true, it appears he has documentation. Let's just see if you... What we need to do is to
Trevor
get
Roberts'
support.
World building exercise and overall incredible concept art breakdown. I will leave a link to his Patreon and his Tumblr where
He said it! He said it's a world-building exercise!
Trevor Roberts'
support.
World building exercise and overall incredible concept art breakdown.
What are you going to say in response to that, Roger? What do you have to say about that?
I will leave a link to his Patreon and his Tumblr where you can see the art for yourself.
When they say the art, now, this is where you start getting worried. Is it just somebody drawing something up and making something that sounds cool? I don't know.
Yes!
It is incredible. Go check
Literally.
him out. He has done excellent work creating this.
Now, I have shown fleshy things all over the earth, and they are all over the earth. Now, this apparently was in some form of watery condition that kept it from solidifying.
So the reason he brings that up is because Roger believes that there was some sort of global mud flood, and that somehow the whole planet got covered in mud, and then that mud turned all of the living things on the planet into rocks. And all of those living things... were fucking giants. However, caves
are digestive systems, blood systems, arteries, veins, all that kind of stuff. Wherever passages were through the body. And this is a lung, if it's real.
It's not.
This group was led by Jim Jackson. He's introduced as one of the founders, and he continues on for many, many years as almost the face of the Mystery Flesh Pit.
And bacterias and the fluids that are normally in there to protect you.
Like this,
and they were
Roger's
protecting a dragon,
existence
so
takes
I mean that's
years
pretty
off
good
my
protection.
life. And he's not even the worst person we're going to be watching
has an
tonight.
intoxicating effect
Roger is like
on those who
a
drink
1 out
or
of
bathe
10
in it.
on the fucking
Getting back to
crazy
1975,
insane.
beginning in
That's
1975,
he's
a
like a
2-year
5 out of
project
10
was
on the
performed
crazy
and
scale
conducted
for
where
tonight.
they started installing these blue lighthouse emergency phones. And also in 1976, the circus clown Chimus incident occurred.
Oh no, what is Roger going to say about this one?
Where a group of performers went down, you know, I guess to have a good time at the Mystery Flesh Pit, and ended up slipping into a previously undiscovered digestion pit. By the time rescue crews were able to get them out, they had already been partially digested and amalgamated into this roughly 50-person mass of shrieking and screaming human agony. When
You're not going to respond to that, Roger?
And they tried to apply an antacid to the magnificent ball of suffering that had formed. It flash calcified and is now a permanent fixture at the Mystery Flesh Pit National Park. Remember, kids, always respect the safety rails. In December 1977,
no response from Roger. None. To the fucking, oh yeah, you know, just 50 clowns accidentally, horrifically got eldritchly fused together by their stomach acid. No response. And you know why he didn't respond? because it doesn't support his narrative.
All you ever hear was, oh, we never really expected this. We never expected that. Well, the earth is made of creatures. This is true. And I have shown this over and over and over. And I'm going to show you one thing real quick just to establish the fact that this flesh pit could absolutely, no question, be real.
Mystery Flesh Pit is a psyop to get people to think that geobiological land is fake. Oh,
so they're talking about muscular activity and gastrointestinal things. And if the creature's dead, it will have volcanic activity. That's what volcanoes and eruptions and earthquakes and all that is the
Sure.
Is basically
whatever
if you
you
took
say, Roger.
Decomposition of biological material. I just showed you how biological they can be. When that starts to give off gases, they will gas. That's what happens. They gas off. And that's what creates the earthquakes and so forth. These creatures were absolutely stunningly gigantic.
Control more neurologic functions and other reactions that the flesh pit had to the outside stimuli. In May 2001, a monorail is announced to the public, but it is not fully built until 2006.
Okay, Roger, you don't think you would remember this? Like, I don't know where you live, but clearly you've been doing... Okay. Let's just check. How long have you been doing this, Roger? About. Okay, you've been doing this since 2016. So, you've probably been interested in this subject for a very long time. So I'm just wondering... Kentucky meat shower was real. Flesh pit is fake. Okay, maybe we won't watch that one. Maybe we'll take a peek.
Also in autumn of 2006, a pamphlet advertising the pleasure domes is put into circulation, as well as class action lawsuits and out of...
So, Roger, like, exotic cars are a fairly popular market. You don't think you could have Googled, like, Mystery Flesh Pit IAV for sale, and, like, tried to find a real listing for one?
Court settlements skyrocket for the remaining anodyne shell of a company that is left to deal with these court cases. Those who continually visited the pleasure domes also start to experience withdrawals as they are unable to get back to the supply they need. In 2011,
Let me just tell you something. If you have problem with the bacteria in your body, you are going to have all kinds of issues with your mental situation as well. And I'm going to show you that because that is bacteria runs your life. If the bacteria in your body is not breaking down the particles that come into your body, you cannot absorb them. If the bacteria is not there to protect your membranes, because that's exactly where the bacteria lives, is they're membrane bound bacteria. They live in these little pockets of fluids, and then when they see something come to invade, they attack it, and they send out mucus to keep it out, and they send out chemicals to break down products in your digestive system so that you can take them into your body and use them to nurture you.
Roger, your vision of how reality works,
you're in an immune compromised situation because your body cannot respond.
Bizarre.
It's a bacteria.
You're such a fucking weirdo, Roger.
Go into there a lot.
This is why we love
you. And you're going to be a part of that is going to be your bacteria is going to get in you. If this is all true, and again, this really intrigues me because I can't prove it one way or the other.
The Coca-Cola Heartthrob is discontinued in 2012.
You couldn't have just Googled, like, Coca-Cola Heartthrob and tried to find it?
Film titled A Fire of the Deep
didn't do any
was
research.
released. It tells the
No, and this is all you got to do is come up here. I don't have time to post links to everything because I do so much stuff. It's the mystery.
I know,
Flesh
Roger.
Pit
You upload
timeline.
like 3
Go up
fucking
and look
videos
that
a
up.
day.
It's on MC,
I don't know how you fucking
Roman
do it.
MC
Oh wait, yes I
channel.
do. You don't do any editing and you don't do anything.
I
You
forget
just
to do that.
dump
I'm
shit out.
so interrupted so many times a day. I just forget all the things I'm supposed to do would make it nice and clean. But I guess you got to do some of your own work. Now maybe we'll end it here. Maybe I'll go a little further. Let's see. All right, if you think a gigantic creature and a gigantic dragon or any kind of gigantic creature could not exist, this is North Africa. This is a fish. You have Google Earth. Come up and look at it.
No, stop. We're not doing the fucking fish again. Roger, stop it.
Okay, all right, this is a true story. Apparently, I read a lot of places, and this is a Scientific American. The Great Kentucky Meat Shower Mystery Unwound by Projectile Vulture Vomit. That's how they explain this meat falling from the sky. Now let's look into this. Okay, my outstanding friends, I got a thing yesterday from a whole batch of people about some flesh pit thing. So I looked into it and I did a video on it and I asked for information about it because I couldn't find anything that supported what it was saying, but it was extremely detailed. So I asked for any information, and it appears that it's completely made up. However, what I was hoping was it was based on an actual place, but he just made up all these fake details about how they use this, what they call a flesh pit. Now, if it is really there, I don't care whether they used it or not. If it's there, I understand what it is. If he's describing what this cave system is, I will understand it fully if it's really actually there. Now, somebody told me that they live in that area, and there was a place down there they called the barbecue pit. I don't know if that's true or not, but they said they lived in Texas, and that was possibly what they're talking about. I have no idea. But
what?
The rest of it is actually completely, totally fictional, which upsets me because my stuff is 100% real. What I have in front of me here is a selection of body parts of mud fossils. Now, look at this. Kentucky meat shower. Meat fell out of space. This absolutely happened. And this is extremely well documented and there's all kind of paper.
So Roger has acknowledged that it's fake as hell. Okay.
Like her ancestor King David, her passion was God, and she found him at age 14. Yes, Brent Spiner's Gail, with the genes.
No. Alright, warning, nuclear explosion. How about we start with some nuclear explosions from Gail?
Okay, we have an emergency, folks.
Okay, I'm gonna go
everybody
microwave
that's in
some
California, you
fried
need
rice.
to evacuate the state right now.
Oh, God.
Warning, nuclear explosion imminent. I have some alarming news to report. Myself, the men, and your current $25 tier patrons have all been scrambling to solve the dangerous situation unfolding at the Cum Noble nuclear semen plant. The response from the Japanese and United States governments following your last YouTube video announcing the emergency has been substantial. Dozens of fire trucks have been blasting the plant.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to be here for this. Just give me a moment. I'm sorry. What the fuck did you just say, Gail? Can we...
And I didn't get it till about 20 minutes ago.
This is...
I have some alarming news to
ago.
report. Myself, the men, and your current $25 tier patrons have all been scrambling to solve the dangerous situation unfolding at the Cum Noble nuclear semen plant. The response from the Japanese and United States governments following your last YouTube video announcing the emergency has been substantial. Dozens of fire trucks have been blasting the plant with cold water 24 hours a day, while fire helicopters have been slicing overhead, dousing the tip of the plant in a payload of ice cubes and topical analgesics. The pressure from inside the plant has been building so hot and so heavy, the structure itself has begun to expand in size. Without the tireless help of all these brave men and women, the plant may have well exploded by now. After gathering ideas from your fans on YouTube and analyzing the results of the poll on your community feed, our group assembled in the boardroom on Church of Gail. I used my laser pointer to highlight a slide on the projector screen. All right, everyone, I announced. Our most suggested method so far is to play videos of fat chicks on all the monitors and feeds in my plant. Any objections? Alex, one of your $25 tier patrons, gagged as if he was about to throw up. Just thinking about fat chicks makes my penis crawl inside me and never want to come again. While I too object to the existence of fat women, Clock agreed. It makes the most logical sense.
Is she taking this seriously?
Repulsion
Wow,
for fat
Gail.
chicks is universal, Prometheus concluded. With the group in intellectual unison, we proceeded with our plan. From a safe distance, we were able to hack into the computers at Come Noble and flood their television monitors with videos of fat women. While normally such an action would be considered an act of international terrorism and severely violate the laws of the Geneva Convention, this was a world-threatening emergency. The Come Noble nuclear semen plant expanded and the pressure rose right back to critical levels. I don't understand, Prometheus grimaced. In my country, a man would rather fuck a goat than a fat chick. Why did Come Noble get worse? I get it, Clock trailed off in thought. Have you ever been awake late at night and you're horny but also bored at the same time? So you search up really freaky porn like a woman wearing high heels and stamping on a man's penis and balls until he's bleeding and then he ejaculates? I mean, not me or anything. I've never specifically searched for something like that, but I imagine that's what happened. What do you mean? Alex asked. Come Noble just developed a fetish for fat chicks, Clock emphasized.
Oh, no.
The room sighed. We all moaned in disappointment and disgust. We're running out of time, Prometheus urged.
We're running out of time.
Next on the list. Let's just start playing Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. We have nothing to lose, Alex said. Good idea, I agreed. Once we had the product, we began assembling the explosives. Gail, shield, protect everybody from the explosion. Shield California, shield Japan, do whatever you have to do. Oh, God.
This is like Chris Chan levels of delusion. Either that, or she's just fucking trolling. Although I will say she has the Chris Chan phenotype.